Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me, Jacob Hulland. Oh, not him again.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jacob's Ladder. And my, what a ladder it is. Ooh, yeah. I actually bought this second hand from the royal family. Yeah. Apparently, they were using it as a replacement for Prince Andrew. Of course, Andrew's made out of a lot more metal than this, but still. COVID-19 has completely changed my life. Last year I was a man with a great girlfriend and great career prospects. And this year, I'm a man. So I think it's fair to say that our lives will be changed for quite a while. But thank goodness that they're finally rolling out a vaccine. 1, 2, 3, 4, roll out the vaccine. Let's have a jab load of fun. Of course, you have to be invited to take the vaccine. Yeah, invited. Hello, this is NHS England. Would you like to take the new COVID vaccine? Oh, I say that's jolly nice of you. Darling, we've been asked to take the COVID vaccine. We'd be delighted. Shall I bring a bottle? Oh, no, just come as you are. Thank you, that's very decent of you. Thank you. Oh, would you like to hear a joke, by the way? You would? Here we go. Lungs. They're very close to my heart. Have you ever played menopausal poker? It's just like normal poker, except the only type of flush is a hot one. Everything in our world has to be instant. Just look at the amount of drive-thrus there are. Take McDonald's. You can get tea, coffee, burgers, fries, ice cream and Shakespeare all delivered to your door. Now, I don't think that's... What? Have you not had a drive through Shakespeare? Surely you've had a takeaway Shakespeare. Oh, I thought this was all commonplace. Oh, yeah. Shall we go for a McDonald's? Yeah, why not? Hang on. I've got to stop there. I've just realised something. I'm driving an imaginary car. I could literally have anything I want. So why the heck am I driving a Ford Anglia? I'm going to get another car. Hello there, love. Oh, yeah, this. Yeah, spaghetti, very long. Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, can we have a Big Mac and a coffee? Yeah, coffee, please, and a wrap of the day and a tea and, oh, what's the Shakespeare of the day?
It's Macbeth, Act 2, Scene 5.
Yeah, we already had that last week, yeah. Weren't very good. Do you want Tempest? Or Coriolanus? Tempest? Yeah. We had a Tempest Act, Act 4, Scene 1. Scene 2, please. But listen, love, cut out the bit where Prospero talks about dreams. Goes right over my head, that. Just skip to the end, would you?
No problem, sir. Move along to the next window.
Thanks very much. 0 to 60 this, 2 seconds. There you are, sir. There's your tea, the coffee, the Big Mac, the wrap, and we are such stuff as the dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. So, bear with my weakness. I am vexed. Hang on a moment. Hang on. I didn't want Prospero's speech. Rolling news. Rolling news is quite possibly the most instant thing of the 21st century. Because rolling news is the belief that you have to know what's going on all of the time. Just turn on the TV and there's a whole planet right in front of you 24/7. I can't be doing with any of this. Do you know why? Because most of that stuff is terrifying. Hello and welcome to the BBC News with me, Hugh Edwards. In summary then, you're doomed and I'm doomed. If disease doesn't kill us, then climate change certainly will. And even if we avoid these things, you will still be depressed for the rest of your life. And it'll be about as fun as being stuck in a hole with a hungry bear. But now Julie with the weather. Thanks, Hugh. Hello there. Well, it was a bit of a chilly start to the day. I love those weather people. They can make any job sound fun. Open up, it's the police. Hello there, madam. Well, it was a bit of a chilly start to the day. Touch of the white stuff later on. And speaking of white stuff, this is a drugs raid. Evidence? Oh yeah, there's plenty of evidence, madam, due to the used needles by the geraniums and the strange scattered white coke-looking patches near the garden gnomes. In summary then, you're under arrest. See ya. The pollen count. That's a separate thing on the ITV news. News, weather, and then the pollen count. What's the point? Oh. Hang on, love. I think we might have a chance of geraniums today. Yeah, definitely scattered geraniums. Put the pollen count on, I want to see for myself. Did you see the pollen on the news last night? I most certainly did, yeah. God, it was terrible. Daffodils running down the street. Cars flooded with roses. Houses flooding with potpourri. God, it was terrible. I was watching the BBC Weatherman news once, and he actually used this phrase. As you can see, there's some low pressure flirting with the East Coast. Flirting? He used the word flirting. What's going on? What happens when there's a big storm? Storm Deborah is making her way across the Atlantic. In other words, Britain's getting laid tonight! And now, the BBC Weather Orgy with Thomas Shackenhather. Thomas. I love the news on Christmas Day. The main reason for this is because there's no depressing stuff. Or they try to get through the depressing stuff. Because nobody wants to be upset on Christmas Day. Oh no, that's horrible. Hello, welcome to the BBC News at 10. Merry Christmas.
There is a horrible fire today. There's a whole massive bear on the loose and climate change might end the world.
But it's Christmas, so woo! Here's a little tip to the news companies. Just don't bother with the news on Christmas. Nobody wants to watch the news on Christmas Day. Just do fun stuff instead. Hey, I've got an idea. What about live Santa tracking on Christmas Eve? I think that'll be good. And now, over to Jeremy Clarkson at the Santa tracking wall. Jeremy. Thank you very much. Well, Santa is travelling at an amazing 655,000 miles an hour, just over northern Russia. Yes, it's top tier. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why, because Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, before I continue, would anyone like another joke? You would? Here we go then. There's this little nut standing in a post office queue, and he's thinking, oh, I'm so small amongst these giant humans. Will the bank clerk ever notice me? But luckily, the bank clerk did notice that little nut because of an announcement that came over the tannoy. Cashew number 4, please. I once knew a bloke who owned a singing candle, but I don't want to wax lyrical. Sorry, just a moment. Andrew, I'm sorry, mate, but you're right in shot. I think you could just, Oh no, sorry. Oh, it's the ladder, isn't it? So convincing, honestly. Don't worry, Andrew. Oh, no, sorry. No, it's not Andrew, is it? It's the ladder. Oh, stop. How's Liz, by the way? Oh, no, it's the ladder, isn't it? So convincing. I have an uncle who lives in Australia, but he always says that Britain is still close to his heart. But it isn't. Britain is 9,000 miles away from Australia. Nowhere near his heart. I mean, even if he did this, he'd still be really far off. I watched this documentary about Australia once. Just before it began, a warning flashes up on the TV screen. Warning, this documentary contains photographs of people. Well, yes. How would I watch it if it didn't? But no. Don't be so stupid. This documentary is being shown in Australia. And there are some tiny tribes in the outback that believe that if you take a photograph of someone, they lose their soul. Makes sense now. In that case, how many times has Kim Kardashian lost her soul? That's why they had to stick bits on her, because there's nothing left. When the Australian tribes watch her on TV, in their eyes, she's completely disappeared. Oh, look, love, a pair of floating nails and eyelashes just wandering around by themselves. They're scary. Of course, we hardly know anything about these tribes. It's a completely alien world. They're not represented very well in fiction, for example. I mean, I would love to see a bar lady in the Queen Vic from the Newcac tribe in the Northwest Amazon Basin. But do the BBC listen? No, they don't. But the tribes are just as guilty. Apparently, the Newcac people in the Amazon aren't even signed up to the no bullying in the workplace scheme. I got bullied once. Yeah. Got into a fight with this bloke in the street. I overheard him talking to his friend. He said, my love of theatre is very close to my heart. So I tapped him on the shoulder and went, excuse me, no it isn't. So 2 minutes later I'm in hospital and the doctor says, I'm very sorry Mr. Hulland, we're going to have to do keyhole surgery. We're going through your abdomen and up to your heart. And I said, why does this keep happening? Look, it's like a foot and a half away, nowhere near my heart. Hospitals are interesting places. It's the first building that we see when we're born. I was born in Sutton, yeah, mainly because my mum lived in Sutton. That's how it works. It'd be very strange if my mum gave birth in Sutton and I popped out in Newbury. Just watching all these poor mothers going, are you alright, madam? Yeah, I gave birth 2 minutes ago. I've got to go and find my baby now. You're Mrs. Wilson, aren't you? Yes, I am. Oh, I saw your baby on the train to Manchester. Oh, no! My first word when I was a baby was garden. Well, I'm not sure why, because we lived in a flat at the time. Clearly, I was giving my mum and dad housing advice, wasn't I? Mother, father, get in. Look, I don't know if you noticed, but we need to get up the housing market big time. I don't want to live in this rotty flat. I want to gargle, chew books, and frankly laugh at my own feet in a peaceful and tranquil setting. Have you considered moving to a place with a garden? The word learning process is interesting, isn't it? We learn one word. Garden. Yeah, that's a nice word. Describes the green area situated behind a house. I think I learned another one. And that's when your problems begin, in my opinion. Wouldn't the world be a much nicer place if every human on the planet could only say one word? Imagine you turn on the TV and on comes the news, and all the newsreader can say is the word car. Car, 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 car. Car, 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 car. Car, 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 car. Car, 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 car. Weather, 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 weather. Weather, 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 weather. Cuts the footage of Donald Trump. Money, 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 money. Stop the cow. I think the world would be a much nicer place if we only knew one word. Just my opinion. But they don't let us learn one word, do they? They force us to go to school and we learn about percentages in maths and elements in science and metaphors in English. Metaphors like it's very close to my heart, for example. Although hang on, I did miss that chef. Nah, probably not that important. This is my English book from year 8. I love these sorts of documents because, we care for them so much. We don't care about important documents. Tax forms, passports, where's that gone? The tax man knocks on your door and you can't tell him how much money you made, but you can tell him what you got in a spelling test in year 8. Now, I just, got 5 out of 7. Misspelled accuracy and metaphor. Oh well. Anyway, first day of the new term, and we play 2 truths, 1 lie. It's a very simple game. 2 truths, 1 lie about yourself, and everyone has to find the lie. So the question is, what was my 12-year-old self lying about? When I was camping, a hedgehog found its way into our tent. When I wasn't looking, a cat jumped into our car. And my sister once got attacked by a shark. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, which is the lie? It was the one about the cat. Now, as a child, I loved a good story. I suppose everybody loves a good story. Now, stories have to... No, follow me, thank you. Now, good stories, mind out the way, Andrew. Good stories have to have plot and characters and protagonists and antagonists. And I hope to share a story with you now. It's a bit of a legendary story, you might have heard it before, but I hope to shed some new light on this very old tale. Tonight, on Back of the Stage, we delve into an incredible story of a marketplace trader who found fame in an incredible new land. But it was all too good to be true. This is a story of fame, money, disaster, hope, truth, pickled onions, prosperity, and not pickled onions. We delve into this amazing story and shed some light on it in the hope of showing you, the viewer, not to make the same mistakes. Our story begins in 12th century Bolivia, in the tribes of Timoria. Here there lived a marketplace trader named Bob, an ancient Bolivian name which means sits like a torched beaver. He lived in a city which was dark, cold, lifeless. People were leaving it very quickly. It's Salisbury. Yes, Salisbury, an ancient Bolivian hamlet where all the houses are made from straw and the dominant currency is cheese. November the 27th. Bob sets out his store in Salisbury, just next to the great cloth elders of TK Maxx and Primark. He gets to the end of the day and he looks into his hand and he finds that he's only made 17 cheese pieces that day. He has to move, he thinks. I have to go somewhere where I can make more money and live a better life. So he picks a place, yes, a great city where money flows. where the water is wine, where the houses are made of chocolate, and people's faces are made of gold. Yes, Southampton. A great citadel made of lobster fondant, near to the nearest Bolivian seaport of Milton Keynes. So the next day, he decides to go to Southampton, but he wants to continue living in Salisbury. He enjoys the annual winter pantomime too much. This year, they've got the great televisual primal lord himself, Philip Schofield, to star in their pantomime. Anyway, the next day, he makes up a cart and ventures out to Southampton. And when he arrives, he sets up a store. And finally, people are buying his stock. Yes, his stock of sharks and cheese and chocolates, stuff like that. Anyway, finally, he comes to the end of the day. And yes, he's made money. Finally, he's living. Yes, and rich, he thinks. But it's the end of the day. It's dark. All the trains and buses and cars have stopped running. They had cars and trains and buses in 12th century Bolivia, you know. So he decides to go and stay somewhere for the night. He walks for many miles and finally he notices a small manor at the top of a steep, dark hill. It has a narrow, cobbled lane running all the way up to the top. And then it begins to rain. It falls harder and harder. It rains buckets and buckets and cats and dogs, but mostly water, in all fairness. He thinks, goodness, it's getting so late and I'm getting soaked, I have to go and see if this manor will let me stay there. So he walks all the way up to the top and he knocks gently on the door. Oh, some of the wood splinters off into his hand as he knocks. And the door opens with a creak. And there, standing in the doorway, is an old, hunched butler. Yes? Who is it? Hello, sir. I'm a marketplace trader, and I need somewhere to stay for the night. Please, let me stay here. Oh, yes! I know you. I bought some of your sharks at the store. Yes, that was me. Oh, yes, of course, you can stay here, sir. Please, come in. The man slowly enters the hallway. And the house is full of old paintings, stuffed animals, and Hollywood directors filming naff comedy horrors inside. Yes, sir, your room will be up the stairs and second on the left. Suddenly, they hear a creak from upstairs, and they both look up. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot to say, your room will be next to Mollis's. Well, I think I should warn you, Mollis is ever so slightly mad. Yes, Mollis, the mad monk, is what he is known as. But please, don't worry, he's harmless. Bob, ever so slightly afraid, spanks the man and goes up to his room. And in the night, he's awoken. And he hears Mollis shouting next door. What can I do with these thin, bony fingers and thick, rubbery lips? He says it again and again. What can I do with these thin, bony fingers and thick, rubbery lips? Fingers like HB pencils and lips like two slugs during the conga. The man awakes the next morning in a cold sweat, petrified of Morris next door. He tells the French butler about the night's events. Oh, yes. He says that quite a lot, but like I say, he's harmless, really. Thank you for coming, sir. Please, come again. Don't be a stranger. Goodbye. The 28th of November, the man sets out to Southampton once again to do some more business. And once again, he makes a lot of money. But again, night falls. any houses or hotels. So he remembers the night before. Yes, I'll go and stay at the old manor again. And he goes to the hill, walks up the cobbled road, and this time he looks up to Morris's window and sees a grim shadow casted on the wall. The door opens, and the French butler is standing there once again. "Oh, it's you again, sir." "Yes, it is, sir." The man looks up at the window where he was once looking just a moment ago, but this time the shadow has completely vanished. "Sorry, sir, but could I stay here again? I'm very sorry. I sort of mistimed my business and I can't go home." "Oh, yes, of course you can, sir. Please, come in again." So Bob makes his way back up to his room. And once again, he hears Morris next door. "What can I do with these thin, bony fingers and thick, rubbery lips? Fingers like gnarled wood, and lips like two bananas getting some very inappropriate ideas. Or what can I do?" The man shakes. He's so terrified, but he decides to go into the corridor to investigate. And he notices that Morris's door is ever so slightly open. He peers in and notices two horrible red glowing eyes staring back at him. He shrieks in terror and he awakes in his bed. It must have been a dream, he thinks. He makes his way very quickly out of the house, intensely scared, and runs all the way back to Salisbury. The 29th of November, he goes back to the marketplace, and this time he finishes early. It's Saturday. It's still light. He can go back home, but this time curiosity gets the better of him. He wants to see if he can confront Morris. So he goes back to the house. "You're beginning to make a habit of this, sir, but since we are friends now, you can stay the night." 1 a.m. He awakes, and this time Morris is shouting so loud it was as if he was in the room. "I must be brave," thinks the man. He walks into the corridor and slowly turns the doorknob on Morris's bedroom door. It opens, and in the corner he sees a thin figure at the window. Suddenly the door slams shut behind him. He tries it, but the door's been locked. And Morris turns around and begins walking slowly towards the man, saying as he does so, "Oh, what can I do with these thin, bony fingers and thick, rubbery lips?" The man is absolutely terrified. He falls to his knees in the corner. Please have mercy on me, sir." "Oh, what can I do with these thin, bony fingers and thick, rubbery lips?" And Morris raises his hand. I can do this." Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Jacob Hulland. Thank you very much. Goodbye.